Watch this. Ever seen anything like this before? These are all the fight scenes from the movie The Raid Redemption. This movie completely changed the action genre when it came out. And the interesting thing is, the main lead isn't even an actor. He's a national champion in silat demonstration. In fact, all the people in this movie are highly trained in martial arts, which is what makes this movie's fight scenes so dang good. They're as real as it can get, making every move that's performed in this movie something you can learn from when it comes to self-defense. The choreography in this movie can be appreciated visually and educationally by anyone who watches, and the technicality increases as the movie goes on, starting with the first fight scene. This guy is injured, while this dude, Rama, is helping him to a room where he thinks he can get him help. This whole building wants to kill these two because their whole team of officers came to raid it. Most of the officers are dead already after a huge firefight that happened a little bit before this. And Rama's a rookie in the police squad, so these two are pretty much wandering defenseless in a building full of people that want to kill him. Thus, first off, a man runs at him while Rama's holding his friend up, has a police baton in his right hand and a knife in his left hand. He blocks the machete with the baton covering his whole arm, which he swings around to hit him in the face and cut his leg. See, he cuts the back of the knee here. I'll explain why he does that in a second, but it's similar to why there are scenes in other action movies like Man from Nowhere or Extraction 2 where they cut at the arms instead of the vital organs. Next guy comes and Rama blocks his pipe with his forearm, then brings his leg up with the baton to slice through it. Okay, he knows how to use this baton in every way possible to his advantage. A defensive weapon, an offensive weapon, and a tool for leverage. Whether that's over limbs, necks, whatever. The slice through the leg is again what he did with the first guy, and I'll explain why in a minute. Next thing he does is he spins out into the next guy. This spin is the first of many on how Rama is able to navigate multiple attackers from all angles. He blocks the swing of this machete by actually passing it to the right and hooking the limb with the knife he's holding. He hits his stomach, both knees, then pulls his leg up to knock him over. He spins back out, grabs this guy with the handle of the baton and stabs him in the neck once. As the next guy comes, you can see he's holding the baton like a shield for his arm again, like Brad Pitt does with a magazine in World War Z. He blocks with it, spins it out as he blocks the machete again, then hits the point into this guy's stomach. Okay, this part's going to blow your mind. The next guy swings his machete, but Rama blocks it with his other arm with the knife. See here, he's holding the knife. He then puts down the blunt side of the machete with his hand, hitting him in the chest and slicing through his neck. Next, he passes the machete in a counterclockwise motion. There's real application to this, especially with weapons, a stab, and a spinning hook kick. He blocks again, then blocks both of these guys' machetes, one with the baton, one with the knife. Baton, spin and stab this guy in the stomach. Steps back, blocks the wrist while hooking the limb with an ice pick grip on the knife, just like he did a second ago. This technique is super cool because it's like a sickle essentially, holding a knife and curling your wrist downward to trap the wrist. And if the knife is double-edged, you can cut at his wrist at the same time you're trapping his weapon arm. There's many things you can do for extra defense and offense with a move like this. Also, before he did that, he swung the baton around at his head before chambering it back into defensive mode before he decides to swing again. Offense, defense. Next, he passed the arm downward, slices up his torso before hitting the butt of the baton into his throat. Next guy comes, and as he runs at him, look at what Rama's doing. I'm gonna call these windmill arms. I guarantee there's a real term for this. Don't know what it is. He does this before every single attack. Every single one. Why? This is a defensive technique he uses to make himself unpredictable, parry strikes, and basically set himself up for success before entry into close quarters combat. You can see how before every attack he uses it to enter seamlessly into defense. Here he blocks the forearm and pulls down to disarm this guy. Now he's able to slice his cheek and use that rotational momentum to heel kick the back of his knee. He loves kicking the back of the knee. I'm gonna call this the Rama staple. See, his goal doesn't have to be to kill everyone. It's just put them on the ground so he can fight the next person one-on-one. The martial art this movie's using, for the most part, is silat, and that's what the martial art is. It's quick, brutal, and efficient. Boom, boom, boom. Knock him down, boom, next person. Stab in the throat, boom, next person. Next guy comes, windmill. And see how it works? It's like wax on, wax off, or sand the floor, or collie passing of the arm, or whatever term you are most inclined to call it. He uses circular motions for when an attack comes in, he can immediately parry it, and his attacker is unable to tell what exactly he's going to do because it looks unpredictable. These are real techniques that are simple but effective, especially for knife defense, which is a lot of what silat and collie are about. Next guy swings and he dodges under, hits him, then stabs the back of the knee, then hits the butt of the baton in his face, just like he did to the guy's throat. The reason he's going for the back of the knee is twofold. If he kicks the back of the knee like he does here, he can hit hit the tibial nerve, which is very close to the surface of the skin. Bang, hit that and your knee may go numb, feel shocked, and buckle. That's temporary, but when he stabs the back of the knee, that tibial nerve is gone, which is permanent and immediate damage. Parts of your leg will be paralyzed immediately. That's the game here, immediate incapacitation, like I was saying before. Whether Rama wants to kill these guys or not, a stab in the torso doesn't stop someone immediately. It may take a few seconds or a few minutes. Slicing the arm destroys grip, the legs the ability to stand, done in an instant. Now the hit with the baton, he's able to use it so efficiently because in Silat, they use the Toya and the Tonkat to train with. So he's able to spin it, hit it, whatever, very efficiently. Like the next guy, he blocks another machete holding it across his arm defensively. Checks his kick with it, which would hurt. Shin to baton? Jeez. Then goes behind the other leg and takes him down. Then, he stabs above or through his kneecap, disabling that leg completely. Boom. Quick and efficient. Again, block the machete, but he actually puts a blow in Rama's arm, making him drop the baton. This is the exact same mechanism as a kick to the back of the leg, except even better. Blows to the arm shock the arm, making him numb, tingle, and taking away your grip strength momentarily. This is because of the nerve bundle called the brachial plexus. I've talked about this a lot before. He elbows Rama, but Rama blocks the swing at the wrist, hits the solar plexus likely, and then controls the weapon arm by grabbing it, spinning underneath it to get out of danger from it, and uses the knife ice pick grip to stab this guy in the torso, then knee him back. What a beautiful combination. A very similar combination happens later. He goes to stab this guy. This guy's like, no, but he gets a stab off anyway. Now this guy grabs him like this, and I want you to pay very close attention here. He uses his hands to push Rama's head down. What do you think he should do right here? I'll have Boss Rutan explain it from here.
He puts it on and he pulls my head forward. It's difficult for me to go back. See, I cannot go back. I grab my hands together. I push up like this.
And what does Rama do? The exact same thing.
I push up like this.
Right, now go get someone you know, your friend, your grandma, and have them hold your head down like this. Then try to push back with your head, then with your arms. It actually works. See my point? There's real stuff in these movies. Real martial arts. Real techniques. Why? Because fight choreographers in action movies know martial arts. Why do they have to know how to fight to be able to choreograph it? So they can make it look real. How do they make it look real? By using real moves. Some movies are really realistic, and some movies star Jason Statham.
What do you want? Your life. I was thinking about taking it. Alright.
But you should understand my point by now. This movie's an even specialer case too, because the actors are the choreographers, because they are masters in Silat, which is why these scenes are that dang good. Now Boss Rutan steps to the side, picks him up, and falls on him. That's his plan. But Rama elbows him until the guy moves to the side for him, because he's like, ow, stop elbowing me. Once he's moved to the side of Rama, he no longer has the strength over his head, and Rama has an opening to grab his head and throw him over his shoulder. Bang. Then he takes his arm and breaks it and kicks him in the face. Check this out. This is the leg you put in the air when your arm breaks. Next guys come. Check out the spin and the windmill. Then check this out. Whoop, replay. You see, when it comes to really skilled fighters facing off, they just have a lot of ways to mask what their next move is going to be. A feint and a feint and a feint. He dodges Rama by spinning and trying to elbow him, but then that gets blocked. So his dodge was turned into an attack. Then Rama has him in this grip right here. This is where you literally control him, because he has 2 leverage points on this arm where he can apply more and more pressure, essentially locking up his elbow joint, if he did it right. Which he kinda does, and is able to knee him in the face. Orange shirt runs into him and Okay, rewind. Bottom right, bottom left, top right, top left, block, 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 block. Punch to the solar plexus, then bang. Bang, 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 bang. How he's able to block everything? Choreography. How they're able to move so fast? Dude, I don't know. Like, this punch to the solar plexus is blink and you'll miss it. Remember, I'm slowing stuff down to actually see what's happening. In real time, they move with insane speed. It's gotta be that everyone is so wiry, meaning they're super light. Some of these dudes are skin and bone, and none of these fight scenes are sped up. So these guys are like lightning. So, this whole fight scene has shown a bunch of different things. When trained well with a baton or something like it, you could fling it around, hit with it, protect your arm, employ blocks. There's a lot of things Rama does with just a baton, and it also looks super cool when he does it. Now, he also uses knives in more ways than for stabbing, like holding it down his arm with the ice pick grip to block this machete, similarly to the baton, or trapping people's limbs between his arm and his knife. A simple knife can be used for defense in lots of ways. The biggest thing I noticed in his defense though was the windmill. Before every single attack, even for just a tiny bit, he swings his arms around. Important to note, he makes sure to do this with an inward motion. The same goes for
Sand the floor.
His right arm is counterclockwise, and his left arm is clockwise. Why that is better to explain in the fight versus the machete gang. So Rama's wandering the hallway. Why? Go watch the movie. This guy steps out laughing, then looks at him like, wait a minute. And Rama actually runs because he's way outmatched. Yes, we just saw he can throw down a little, but he's the one being attacked by everyone in this building, not the other way around. This changes in a second. This guy catches up to him, so Rama gets into it with him and ends up against the wall like this. Like I said in my last video, not much you can do here except elbow his back, and also knee him like Rama does. Then, the machete gang runs in and oh, that's a screenshot. He also makes funny facial expressions throughout the whole movie. Then he throws this guy. What the flip? He runs down the hallway when a door is locked. Here's the best part of this scene. He does this. Why is this so significant? This is like what I talked about in my Taken video, where he flips a switch. He went from being the hunted, the prey, to deciding to be the hunter. Here he's afraid, running away, but here he chooses anger instead. He chooses to be the predator, whereas before, he was forced into it. Therefore, first he elbows the ribs, then spins while windmilling to push the next guy past him. He also elbows him to push him further. I mean, look at that. Talk about smooth. Then a forearm to the throat. What is there to say? You guys already know I like throat chops. He catches the wrist, then what in the world? First off, this is some spoinky oinky movement. Second off, you can see these actors have crazy leg strength and agility. It takes a lot of force to move the legs laterally like this at this speed. These guys' abductors and adductors are insanely strong. This is something you really should think about working on to enhance your fighting abilities, but also to enhance your life overall. Rama scraps a little, then this guy goes to stab him like this, where Rama dodges it. This frame literally is like, there's no way he doesn't get stabbed. Obviously it's a movie, but Rama stays very, very vigilant, paying extremely close attention, not panicking, and reacting in an instant. Rama then heel kick to the back of the knee. Man, he loves to do that to knock him down. Then Rama windmills, and this guy gets on top of him, and Rama dodges this. Yeah, right, pal. I'll call BS on this one. Then Rama gets dragged, and before this guy can machete his leg, he flips his whole body to, wow. Holy moly, that was 5 kicks. He's hitting the knees on the side, which causes them to immediately buckle, giving him time to get up and recover. This is a good weak point in the body. Hitting at the side of the knees to make them buckle is a great way for you to open space for you to run away or open you up to deliver an even better strike. Then, this guy swings a machete on him, and yes, he blocks it, but he actually traps it and puts his arm in another leverage point for him to disarm easily and also slam his head on the ground. Complete control, elbow as the fulcrum, a million possibilities. Exact same thing he did earlier. Man from nowhere did this. Are you starting to get it? He takes the machete and windmills the wrist, gets his machete blocked, but then again, boom, kicks the back of the knee. Knock him down, move on. Next guy, same thing. Then he pulls back to this guy, parries the... Wait a minute, did you see that? See that right there? He rotated the machete from a neutral or a hammer grip to an ice pick grip in the middle of this transition. Now, why does he do that? He's a skilled fighter, so he knows that different grips for knives are necessary for different ranges or situations of combat. He favors the ice pick grip because this is a cramped hallway where blades are flying very closely. So an ice pick grip offers less range, but it offers more strength, and most importantly, it can be used defensively, whether it's with hooking to redirect, trap, or disarm, or to shield his arm so he can employ blocks. Rama has done both of these. Thus, that's why he prefers the ice pick grip with all the blades he's used so far. The attention to detail in this movie again is so insane because these actors grew up learning this. They learned to fight first and they acted second. So Rama uses that grip change to parry this machete incoming. Elbows, but this guy blocks it, swings back and cuts his cheek. Then he goes to strike downward with the machete but gets held back. This form right here is where there's more strength to the ice pick grip, but there's less range with the machete. Rama slams this dude's head on the floor. Doing this, you always want to aim for hurting the nose. Same for headbutts.
You want to hit the nose.
Then, he blocks the wrist with his foot. Nut shot, move on. Next guy machetes at his hand, stopping him from going for it, and watch how Rama dodges. Fluid, smooth, clean. A hasty fallback because it was at the last second, and he could have abruptly fallen on his butt, but he kept the momentum by rolling backward, dodging another dude's swing. Now, Rama sees he's being 2-on-1'd, and he windmills and spins back, ducking his head, staying low, and bouncing from person to person. So essentially, the windmill of his arms serves as a continuous circular shield. It's defensive and offensive. It sweeps opponents' attacks off the center line. It also then allows the other incoming arm to deliver a strike. Why he rotates inward instead of outward outward is because it actually is pulling his opponents in. Because you're not only trying to block throws, but you're trying to redirect the momentum your opponent is attacking with. See here, he could block with his left hand where the direction of energy is the opposite. Or he could just rotate his right arm down and use the same direction of energy, just moving it out of the way. It brings the opponent in a more compromised position with an outstretched limb where you can quarter and flank them. Get control of their limb for joint locks, disarms, whatever. There's a million options. I could talk about it for hours. So that's a specific example. So Rama's delivering blows over and over and over. Right here is where I thought there was finally a mistake. You can see Rama gets hit in the arm with the sharp machete. Then I looked back and realized no, his foot actually stopped the arm. There's always a part of your body available. Then Rama throws him through the door, beats on this guy before an unusually wide jump back to put his throat on these spikes. Windmill. Then he blocks the swing down and actually speed bags his face. Then a blow to the traps makes him drop the machete. There's two things this could be. Either the brachial plexus again, or the spinal accessory nerve, or the cranial nerve. There's many names. Whatever. The brachial plexus runs down from the neck underneath the collarbone, then down your arm. The spinal accessory nerve is right here and very close to the skin. Blunt force to both can make your grip much weaker. Rama then front flips him onto a table, then blocks the next dude 3 times before delivering a strike back. Then he takes the momentum of this swing and throws him on the stove. Brawls with this guy, then boxes a little with this dude. He throws an elbow, and Rama slows it down like this. He puts Rama down with leverage on his arm. Rama wraps his feet around his neck, leverage. Then after a sec, actually gets flipped over on the ground. You can see in his face, he's like, my nose. No. They screw around a little more, then Rama's choking him out, and he flips his arm around, but then just lets go. Idiot! The joint lock is here. He could have pressed it more and Rama would be locked up and in control. In fast moving action, with people who are experienced, it's very hard to get a good grip on certain joints. But once you do, man, you have all the power. Then, Rama gets thrown across the room, and here's the absolute best part. He misses the swing 3 times, then Rama closes in to block the swing. See, his whole body's vulnerable here, so he elbows him, then the side of his leg, dead leg, then the back of the knee, the Rama staple. Knocks him down, then a punch to the back of the neck. Watch that back. That was art. Very smooth. The hit to the back of the neck here is a rabbit punch, and it can do a lot of damage. There's a lot of vital stuff at the back of the head and the neck. Rama then Jason Bournes the heck out of this guy, and the fight has concluded. So yeah, that is the end of the video. He uses the baton and knife strategically. He kicks the back of the knee. He's vigilant. And my favorite thing he does is the windmill. It's super cool to watch, and it's got real life application. In my last video, I replied to a comment about the raid. I said, it will be long. But as I was making it, I realized GTA 6 would release before I finished it. So the next video is a continuation with the Mad Dog fight scenes, and this one. Might end up even being 3 videos. Not sure. Also, The Furious came out a little over a week ago. Very fitting for this video. As soon as I get my hands on that footage, it's getting analyzed ASAP. Anyway, unbelievable movie, unbelievable fight scenes. New video soon. Peace.